nation of Israel actually moved to Ethiopia in King Solomon's times. This story is explained in the Kebra-Nagast, or the Glory of the Kings, also known as the Queen of Sheba and her only son Menelik. The Queen of Sheba and her only son Menelik being the history of the departure of God and his Ark of the Covenant from Jerusalem to Ethiopia, and the establishment of the religion of the Hebrews and the Solomonic line of kings in that country, a complete translation of the Kebra-Nagast. This ancient Ethiopian scriptural text reveals and interprets the story of how the Holy Ark of the Covenant was taken from Jerusalem to Ethiopia by Menelik, the son of King Solomon of Israel and Queen Makeda of Ethiopia. Thus have God made for the king of Ethiopia more glory and grace and majesty than for all of the other kings of the earth, because of the greatness of Zion, the tabernacle of the law of God, the heavenly Zion. So if Israel moved to Ethiopia, who created the modern state of Israel? So it was the Rothschild family that created the modern state of Israel in 1948. Rothschild is also pronounced Rothschild, as Rothschild means red shield. The Rothschild family invented the modern day banking system, therefore they are beyond wealthy. They financed the building of the Supreme Court of Israel, as well as many other Masonic buildings. Israel, Jerusalem equals Sodom and Egypt. In the end days, the capital of the original or first Israel, Jerusalem, is described as Sodom and Egypt in the Bible. Revelation 11:8, and their dead bodies will lie in the street of the great city that symbolically is called Sodom and Egypt, where their Lord was crucified. Jesus died on a cross outside Jerusalem, not Rome or Babylon. John tells us that the great city symbolically is called Sodom and Egypt. In the tribulation, Jerusalem will be morally corrupt like Sodom, and its residents will be in bondage to the beast that controls the economy and their lives. See Revelation 13:16-17. Revelation 13:16-17. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name.
So we have all of these interdimensional crafts showing up around 1948 when Israel became a nation, and all of these beings that are on these craft, and now we're getting reports of them. They're the Greys, they're the reptilians, and they're the Pleiadians, as they are called. And these beings either resemble human beings, they resemble reptiles, or they resemble these little short gray people with the big heads and the eyes with no eyeballs and such as that.
But we were speaking about how the UFO community right now is not informing people, especially abductees, that you can utilize the name of Yahushua, Savior, Messiah, Jesus Christ, to stop the abduction phenomenon.
That's right. Once you understand the signs and the seasons, then you know when you're a Christian, you've done this research, that we are very close to the end of time. And my book does show you that timeline.
Absolutely. Well, the next question I have for you are, what are the major world events that you're looking for to take us to the next step in biblical prophecy?
Well, I think that the biggest thing that I'm interested in was the fact that the Sanhedrin redeveloped after 1,600 years of not even being in existence last January.
And their number one priority is to rebuild the temple in Israel. And we know that for the abomination of desolation to take place, where the Antichrist takes a step into the temple there in Israel, that temple has to be rebuilt. That temple has to be rebuilt.
The Western Wall Tunnels Synagogue opened in 2017. The synagogue is deep inside the complex and is adjacent to the area above which the ancient Jewish temples on the Temple Mount stood, and the inner sanctum of the Holy Holies in particular. Now the prophet Ezekiel was taken up into heaven and shown a vision of what must take place. Ezekiel 8:6. And he said to me, Son of man, do you see what they are doing? The utterly detestable things the Israelites are doing here, things that will drive me far from the sanctuary, but you will see the things that are even more detestable. Then he brought me to the entrance to the court. I looked and I saw a hole in the wall. He said to me, Son of man, now dig into the wall. So I dug into the wall and I saw a doorway there.
When Christ comes back the second time, okay, he says to 7 churches certain things, okay? And he says, he warns us to the church at Smyrna. I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. The synagogue we're showing you is the very synagogue Jesus Christ is talking about here in Revelation 2, verse 9. And this is the statue, as we can see here, that Ezekiel is talking about. He said, Son of man, dig in the wall, go in the hole, go in. And this right here is the western wall. Okay? Then we have their backs towards the temple facing the east sun. So that's why this is a ball, because it is worshiping the sun. We have the pavement stones, the sapphire stones, which we could see in Exodus. And if you study Ezekiel chapter 1, you'll see that there was a crystallite as well, and that's what we have here. So we have the seats of 70. We have the sapphire stones. We have the idol, which is like a sun, and this lights up. The top of it turns red. In these photos, it's not showing that, but we've seen that on site. These are some of the things we've shown you before. Another view from below of this sun idol. Okay, some other things that we have shown you in the underground synagogues. We have other videos that cover that, but again, here is a view of the sapphire stone, pavement stone represented. You can see you walk below it, and over here to this side is the western wall. Now what I'd like to do is show you the video which shows you the plans from the Temple Institute, whose organization is planning for the third temple. This is a photograph of that, because what they do is they have the 70 elders always sitting in a circular fashion. And they show their plans to build a Sanhedrin synagogue building and facility. But what we're learning is it's already built.